All right. Good morning, cyber traders, and happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome back as usual. Another exciting morning, getting a nice little pop on this QCLS. A lot of you remember from yesterday. We had a really good run on it. Had a nice little back off, but she's moving up again. There's a big iceberg order I'm going to show you in the next few moments. But before we do, let's just talk about what's going on. A lot of earnings coming out. Let me just post it up in our watch list. Let me just bring this up over here so you guys could see it. Here we are right there. So here we had some earnings that did come out this morning. TD Bank, not really anything we're really interested about, but DocuSign, maybe a little bit. Hewlett Packard, not really much out there. Victoria's Secret before the open, and you can see we got nothing on a Friday afternoon, but not really much going on. I think next week's going to be pretty exciting. I think we got a couple of high-tech stocks that are coming out. We're going to check those out. One of the big things is taking a very big hit also. Just want to talk about Microsoft. So Microsoft is getting a little beat up. I don't know, the rumor of something about their, I don't know, the AI program, whatever they have going on, but that stock took a little bit of a hit yesterday. It took some of the high-tech stocks down, but nothing crazy. Getting back to some of the brand name stocks, NVIDIA is really at a big support level. Could be a good swing trade also. Tesla made a really nice comeback after taking that big little crash right here. It's getting back closer to the highs again of that 450. We always check the iceberg orders on that. What about NVIDIA and pre-market? Yeah, NVIDIA, and the reason why we look at these stocks, because remember, a lot of them will reflect stocks that them being a leader will affect other stocks. But NVIDIA, we know that there's that big iceberg order. 180 is a really big support level on NVIDIA. And if you go to the orders right here, let me just share it with you. There's 180, but like 185 and 200, that's a big one. Even though, remember, we're down about 40 points close to the high. We were at, was that 210 or something like that, 220 almost? Yeah, somewhere right around there. All right, but let's talk about some of the stocks that did move yesterday. Yesterday's afternoon was kind of boring. There wasn't that much out there, but there were some really other good stocks. Was it IRBT? That one moved up. iRobot did really well early in the morning. And then program trading, when we say kicks in around 10:30, had a really nice move from 250 all the way up to 350, up to 11 o'clock. So if you came a little late and you missed the early run, when we had that retrace, you could see there was a big support levels. It was a double bottom right there. Tested it, consolidated, and boom, from 250. Really nice move in iRobot. Nice little stock right there. Kit, also, big run up. It's, another robotics, a robotics stock, but it came down from 220 down to 140 in the after hours. So I'm not going to put this on our watch list. All right. So this is not going to come back on, because remember, some of the stocks that we trade yesterday end up becoming a little bit more of a swing trade also. So we'll kind of stay away from that on that stock right there. What else that we had that did? There was a few other ones out there. Serve was really nice. I will put this on the watch list a little bit. It was a nice little move. So let's put Serve, SCRV. That one is not bad. Serve right there. Poet. Remember, some of these stocks will trickle into this morning. Good move in the afternoon with Poet, but it was more of a middle day mover, not more of an all day mover. QCLS. This stock is going back on the watch list right here. QCLS. This is something that from yesterday is going into today. QBTS. So the quantum stocks moved also a little bit yesterday. So the quantums, you could see right here, took a very big hit from 46 all the way down to 22. And everybody was talking about quantum stocks. Some of us remember we were trading this back here when they were at $6. And if I go back a year, these stocks were all the way down here about $1. So quantum stocks did really well long term. Starting to make a little bit of comeback. There's some really good buys on certain stocks out there, but does quantum kick in? We could put it on the list, and it could probably be a swing trade. All right, so I want to keep an eye on the quantum stocks too. What else that we had? ONDS was another one that did really well. and right in the middle of the day. So that one came crashing down, and then right around 2:30, ran from $8 all the way to $9. Nice little buck move. Remember, that's all we need. All right, a couple of nice shorts too. KSSS had a big rally, and obviously finally coming down after taking that route 15 to 25. That one did pretty well. Was that Coles and GTLB? We had right there. That was a good short. And last was PSKY. Yeah, that one was a nice short. Paramount. Now and you know what? I was a fan of Paramount. I'm glad I got out of it. My God, that thing really took a big hit. I got out right around that $18 price range. Once it started trending down, look where it is down. That's why, we did phase 3 yesterday. One of the big things, the reason why you take those classes that we teach at Cybertrade University is, I'm going to say it once, I'm going to say it twice, I'm going to say it 1,000 times. We don't teach you how to make money. We teach you how to stop losing it. The winners take care of themselves. You all know, and the listeners right now that are listening on social media, you have to understand, it's the losers that really people don't like to talk about and don't want to admit when they're wrong. And we did a really good job in the morning class of showing you how if we didn't take some of those profits and some of those short-term losses, they end up being big losses. So always remember that. And this is a good one. Paramount obviously did it. Now listen, it is at a big support levels. Okay, so I will kind of say there that I am going to put this on our watch list, because if it consolidates here and I see orders getting orders out there on level 4 and they're refreshing, this stock could be a buy. I know that they're in talks with Warner Brothers to buy out, but then I heard Netflix is starting to step in also. So I don't know what the story with that is. Another stock I wanted you to keep an eye on, Costco, took a little bit of a hit this morning. And I actually own the COTG, which is the ETF. Right now I'm breaking even, I would say. I bought it right around here, around $13. I was looking pretty nice, and it started to come back down. So I don't know what's going on with that stock. I'm going to keep a close eye on it. Once I go a little bit below my break even, I'm probably going to be out. And, like I said, it's the 2X on it. Could always buy it cheaper, way I look at it. So I'm going to keep an eye on that one. I know what's going on with Costco, which I'm probably going to go shopping there today. All right. Big Costco fan. If you guys follow me on Fausto Home Living, I think I did a couple of videos on Costco too, on toilet paper, on king crab legs, everything. So big fan. I was actually, when I was there last week, they were trying to sell everyone how to buy the black card. And I was embarrassed to even tell the guy when he looked at me. He was like, dude, I said, you're too late, if you know what I mean. Anyway, let's talk about Smoothie this morning, because there are a couple of stocks that are on that list. We got this stock, PLRZ. Stock got destroyed, okay? Destroyed. You could see it here, and it was up in the 3,000 price range, which probably means it was so many reverse stock splits. It's gapped up this morning. It's not the greatest mover. I mean, it's got a great move, but it's got an ugly spread. I don't like the trend of it. It went from $20 down to $14, which means it's going to probably be in the category 3-4 volatility stage. So we'll put this on the watch list. So unless you're one of those traders that are making the $500,000 a day, this might be the one that you're going to want to be looking at. This one, a little bit more tradable, good spread, good price, up 41%. As orders go with this stock, let's just show you what we got going on. Right here, we got some big orders right here that's showing up. You can see I just went from $1.50, kind of hit a support level. Sellers out here between 135 and buyers at 126. So cheap little stock, nice. I like it. Tradable for everybody here. And if you are a little bit more advanced trader, you could trade just more shares of it, right? This is the other stock that I was talking about, the QCLS. Now, here's the big order on that stock. I was talking about it, but this is what happened. He pulled his order. So there was a big buyer out here at $5. And once he pulled his order, you could see how the stock came down. I don't know if he upticked. Doesn't look like he upticked here to 525, but there were multiple orders out here. And the stock is obviously been a fun stock. It is testing, the October 16th resistance levels, which is right below 6. But definitely we're going to have that on the watch list. So we already have that written down. Next, 16% mover, not really moving too well there. Huge run up in FBL. Okay, this is an ETF. Is that? No. I don't know what the hell. What ETF is that? I don't know which ETF that is for. 2X. Which one's this one? I don't know if you can find out what FBL, but that thing just made a really nice run. Is it this one? Is it Flynn? No, it's not Flynn. We got to find out. Is it Meta? Is that what it is? Yeah. Okay. That's the ETF on Meta. So some news must have just came out on it. Rich, could you find out the news? What happened? Because it just came out at 9 o'clock. This is why we do our meeting at 9 o'clock. All right. So Meta, we'll put that on the list. And the ETF is the FBL. All right. We'll check out the news. We'll put it in the watch list in a minute, but that's great pop on that one. And that pretty much does it there. Losers, didn't really see too much out there. Let me load this up at 2 days so we can see what it looks like. Didn't really see any good shorts out there, but sometimes we always kind of wait till the market opens up to kind of find them. Some of them are too cheap. You can't short under $5. So we know why that's going down. It was big up yesterday. New York Stock Exchange, I didn't see anything. This up 24%. It's kind of flat. This is kind of flat. Flat. Path moved up yesterday, but it's kind of flat. All right, we're down past anything under 10% in pre-market. We don't really want to trade any of those as usual, and that pretty much does it. All right, so Meta plans to deep cuts from metaverse efforts, Bloomberg News. So that's the news on that. Okay, let's share that. We got that in there in social media. I don't know what the hell that. You know what? First of all, I don't know what the hell that metaverse thing that he was doing. It must have been draining a lot of money. I know I saw the commercials of it on TV, and it looked pretty, weird, But anyway, stock's doing really well. Here's another ETF on that Meta too, METU. It's another ETF. And remember what I just told you guys about ETFs yesterday. I should do a video on it. Maybe I'll do a video on it. But the SEC is stopping all ETFs moving forward because they're finding out there's too many of them and they're too volatile and they're a little bit more crazy than people think. All right. So be careful of these. Just, there's not going to be that many of them out there anymore. Amazon, it made all those cuts. Yeah, I heard about that. And you know what? That's actually a good sign for the stock price. It's bad for the people. I feel bad for the 60,000 cuts in Amazon, Jerry, but just keep in mind, as a trader, I always learn. I'm like, wow, if they're laying people off, it must be hurting the company. No, it's actually the opposite. The most expensive expense that a company has is employees, okay? Employees are expensive, all right? And not only that, but everything else that comes along with it, stock options, sick days, lawsuits, sexual harassments, I mean, you can go on and on and on. It's very expensive to have employees, and AI is really going to is going to change a lot of those white collar jobs. So I'm just really interested what's going to happen when we get the jobs report number. Okay. Because once that happens, it's going to affect everyone else, unless these people, like anything else, maybe they become entrepreneurs like all of us. And then maybe they can come start with an Amazon, so it can go both ways. But as a company, as a stock price, that's usually a good sign. All right, let's get ready for the market open up, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back in 15 minutes. If you're watching on social media, if you want to join our trading room, here is the actual QR code. Today at 12 o'clock, I am going to be doing our open house. Every week we do it. Please join us. I'll show you exactly how we trade these stocks, how we find them, and most importantly, how to find the iceberg orders, how to find the big block orders, so we know where Wall Street is bidding and where they're selling. So don't miss out. We'll be right back in 15 minutes. Everyone, me, Josh, and Rich will be trading in the morning. Everyone else, if you want to come and join us, there's the QR code on the screen. And then other than that, we'll be live again back at 12. Good luck, everyone. Happy trading. We'll see you in a little bit. Don't go anywhere.